Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new on here, my name is Philip and this is Phil Reacts. Today we're going to be checking out this album by Charlie Puth, album titled Whatever's Clever. Now before we even press play on this album, we definitely have to talk about what's going on here. So once again, this is the album titled Whatever's Clever. Once again, the brand new album from Charlie Puth. And if you've been following his career, you already know this moment feels a little different, because for years Charlie has been known as the guy who can craft a hit, clean hooks in the perfect pitch, radio ready records, almost too polished at times. But at the same time, real fans know he's always been way deeper than that. The dude is a legit music nerd. Perfect pitch, obsessed with chords, always breaking down songs in the studio. He really understands music on a much more different level. And it feels like with this album he finally said, I'm done trying to prove I can make hits. Let me actually show you I'm actually a musician. So from everything I've heard going into this, this project leans heavily into live instrumentation, a bit of jazz chords, yacht rock influences, and more organic production, which is a big shift from the pop sound people such as myself we are used to. Now the big question going into this is this evolution, or is it a risk that doesn't pay off? Because switching lanes like this, that can either elevate you or lose your lose your audience completely. What I'm probably looking out for on this on this album, on this listen, is are the songwriting and lyrics hitting deeper this time? Is the production actually elevating the music, or just different from for the sake of being different? And most importantly, does it still feel like Charlie, or did he lose himself trying to reinvent? I'm definitely going into this with open ears, no expectations, no bias. But if this hits the way people are saying it does, well, I don't know, but I'll definitely share my thoughts about it. To put this out there, I've already heard a couple of singles off of this album. I've heard Changes, I've heard Beat Yourself Up, I've heard Cry, I've heard Home. Yeah, that's just because he released all these singles prior to the album release. So we have pretty much listened to like half of the songs off of this album. So I'm super excited. I'm super stoked to actually listen to this album in its entirety. Charlie Puth, Whatever's Clever, first song titled Changes. Yes, let's take a listen, guys.
There's been something in the air. There's been a lot of smaller talks. When we were younger, we would share our fears. Now we're afraid of being mocked. I still can hear through all of the silence. Do you need any help calling like I did? There's been some changes.
Yeah. Yeah. Whoa. Okay. Sounds good. Even for a second or third listen. Okay. Yeah. I love the choir vibe. Whoa. Yeah. The piano. Beautiful, guys. Okay, guys. Yeah, so that was the first song. Changes. Like I said, I've already heard this one. I've watched the video, and I mean, right off the bats, I mean, those chords, guys, those chords. That progression. Is definitely smooth like butter. I mean, this is already given a bit of, you know, Steely Dan, yacht rock, sort of energy. I mean, his vocals, here, to me feel more controlled, more mature, less trying to impress, more just feeling the music. This feels like a statement. I'm not the same artist anymore. Type of vibe. Yes, I loved it. I mean, definitely a beautiful way to start this album. Let me know what you think about this one down the comment section, guys. We are moving on to the second song, Beat Yourself Up. Full disclosure, this I've already heard. Let's go. Yeah.
Since you were a boy, you took the weight of the world.
Yeah.
And held on to it till you fell to the ground.
Wow,
like
I
you
love
had no
the bass.
choice. You did it for your little girl, so she would never feel the way you do now. I know it gets hard, and it always seems to go on. But it's okay, please don't beat yourself up for whatever you
Yeah.
do, 'cause it doesn't do nothing but just break you too. Please don't beat yourself up. Know you made some mistakes, but you know it means something when you live one more day. When you're 17 and you're feeling so bold, and realize you gotta do what you're told. Now you're
What you're told.
23 and you're only worth what you sold. But my mother said some things are worth more than gold. I feel it now, and it always seems to go on and on. But it's okay, please don't beat yourself up for whatever you do, 'cause it doesn't do nothing but just break you too. Please don't beat yourself up. Know you made some mistakes, but you know it means something when you live one more day.
Ooh, those trumpets. Yeah. Nice. I love it.
You gotta feel the joy and love till it hurts, and thank God every day you're still on this earth. You got a voice that belongs in this world, so hear me out, hear me out. How do you feel now? Please don't beat yourself up for whatever
Yeah.
you do, 'cause it doesn't
Wow.
do nothing but just break you in
Yeah.
two. Please don't beat yourself up. Know you made some mistakes, but you know it means something when you live one more day. One more day.
Yeah.
Please don't beat yourself up. Know you made some mistakes, and you know it means something when you live one more day. One more day. Live one more day.
All right, guys. So that was the second song, "Beat Yourself Up." Like I said from the beginning, this not heard prior to the, album release. And after listening to it for the second or the third time, I honestly have to say, this one hits emotionally. I mean, the lyrics are super self-reflective, almost like, he is talking, to his younger self, and the production wise, guys, minimal but absolutely intentional. The hook is definitely going to grow on people. It's not flashy, but it's definitely real, guys. Yes, we move on to the third song, Cry, featuring Kenny G. Yes, this I heard when it came out also. Wow. I'm stoked to actually be listening to it all over again. I mean, that Kenny G solo was just mind-blowing. Let's go. Wow.
Promise I'm not trying to scare you. I know this life can be a lot, and you'll get caught up in your thoughts like my father.
Yeah.
But he told me, whatever hurt you come across, you better get up when you fall down. And through the ebbs and flows, life is a push and pull. But for a tree to grow, sometimes it just has to rain. It's not for nothing, feeling something.
Yeah.
You know everybody cries, cry, cry, cry. It doesn't matter, you don't have to ever keep it all inside. Cry, cry, cry. It's all around you, like a lasso. So if you're ever filled with doubt, there is a line to pull you out from the pressure that consumes you. Oh, I know you've seen it all, but know that you could always call me. 'Cause through the ebbs and flows,
Yeah.
life is a push and pull. But for a tree to grow, sometimes it just has to rain. It's not for nothing, feeling something. You know everybody cries, cry, 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 cry. It doesn't matter, you don't have to ever keep it all inside. Cry, cry, cry.
Yeah. Solo, guys. Yeah.
It's not for nothing, feeling something. You know everybody cries, cry, cry, cry. It doesn't matter, you don't have to ever keep it all inside. Cry, cry. Sometimes it just has to rain. It's not for nothing,
Wow.
feeling something. You know everybody cries, cry, cry, cry. Doesn't matter, you don't have to ever keep it all inside. Cry, cry.
All right, yes, the third song, Cry, featuring Kenny G. Guys, I have to say, after listening to this song, for the second or maybe the third, fourth time, I have to say that I can honestly say that, that saxophone, solo, that was not just for decoration. To me, it felt more like storytelling. I mean, Kenny G literally replaces, what would normally be, a vocal run, with the sax. The sax becomes the emotion in my honest opinion. I mean, the chord progression here, is classic, jazz with a little bit of pop, very, very smooth, very, very fluid. Standout moments for me after I listen to this song, again, I mean, when the beat, drops out and it's just the sax, it's just the sax, and the chords. Yes, that's just elite. I love it. Definitely going in as one of my favorite songs off of this album. Guys, we move on to the third song, titled Washed Up. Let's go. Yes, this I've not heard before, so let's go. Okay, this is different. Whoa. Okay.
Washed up on a lonely night, I'll be the first one there until you say you're alright. And no matter where the current goes, and you can't see through the fog at all, I'll
Sounds
still
good.
hear you cursing out to the sky. Why, when you're washed up on the lowest tide, you never ask for help even when it's time. If you're washed up on a lonely night, I'll be the first one there until you say you're alright.
This is nice. This is really, really nice, guys. Wow. All right, guys. Yes, that was the first song, "Washed Up." This is my first time actually hearing this song, and I have to say, after listening to it, this one, is deeper than I feel like most people, will realize. I mean, this man is talking about relevance. He's talking about insecurity and how fast, the industry moves on. And or moves. But I mean, here's the twist: the melody is still catchy. So I mean, you are definitely vibing, but the lyrics are low-key dark. Production has that retro, sort of bounce, almost funky, but slightly melancholic. I definitely love the contrast between the upbeat rhythm and the heavy lyrics. I feel like that is definitely intentional, and also that's smart songwriting. Yeah, that's just me, what I think about this one. Let me know your thoughts about this particular song down in the comment section, guys. We're moving on to the fifth song, titled New Jersey, featuring Raven Lene. Hopefully I'm getting that pronunciation right. Let's go. Wow, love this.
There's nothing left fun to do in New Jersey, so I don't go back. This barely even counts as a party, and it makes me sad. It's where you made my heart break, so I lie to myself and say that there's nothing left fun to do in New Jersey. I'm never going back. I don't wanna walk on the boardwalk where you said to me, I'm bored.
Whoa.
Always thought that this would be our spot, so you say you don't love me anymore. I found some sun last week, and the hoodie you get back to me, and there's no way I can keep this or anything from the beach. There's nothing left fun to do
Wow.
in New Jersey, so I don't go back. This barely even counts as a party, and it makes me sad. It's where you made my heart break, so I lie to myself and say that there's nothing left fun to do in New Jersey. I'm never going back.
Hey boy, I thought you knew that this was a little fling.
Okay, Raven.
I've never been one to wear a ring. I live my life like a fever dream.
Okay.
I put some sand last week, and the hoodie you took back from me. So I'm sorry if I'm the reason you ended up leaving.
There's nothing left fun to do in New Jersey, so I don't go back. This barely even counts as a party,
Whoa.
and it makes me sad. It's where you made my heart break, so I lie to myself and say that there's nothing left fun to do in New Jersey. I'm never going back.
Jersey. All right, so that was the first song, New Jersey, featuring once again Raven Lene. Like I said from the beginning, hopefully I'm getting the pronunciation of the name right. This is texture and atmosphere. After listening to it, I mean the reverb in the vocals, the soft instrumentation, everything felt distant and a little dreamy. I mean, their voices blend, instead of competing, which to me is so rare. It feels like a memory. Standout moment for me after listening to this song for the first time. I definitely love the way her tone softens the track, whilst Charlie anchors it. Perfect balance in my opinion. I loved it, guys. Yes. Moving on to the said song, "Don't Meet Your Heroes." Wow. Okay, let's go.
I was young and so obsessed. All my friends said you're the best.
Okay.
So I just assumed you were nice. I love the way you were a star.
Yeah.
I love the way you play guitar. You don't even look like you're trying. I wish that we never met. Every day I'm still filled with regret. But then again, it made me who I am. There ain't a damn thing I would change except don't meet your heroes. They're not as they seem. I just should've kept you on my TV screen. Oh, I learned my lesson when they put me through hell. No, don't meet your heroes without
Meet your heroes.
knowing yourself. It felt like I lived in your dream. Did I hurt your self-esteem? I hope I make it in your memoir. I don't mean to be a pessimist, but I would never say it happened.
Okay.
I thought I was lightning for your job. I wish that we never met. Every day I'm still filled with regrets. But then again, it made me who I am. There ain't a damn thing I would change except don't meet your heroes. They're not as they seem.
They're not as they seem. Wow.
You on my TV screen. I learned my lesson when they put me through hell. No, don't meet your heroes without knowing yourself.
Yeah, without knowing yourself. Ooh. Guys, I love this. The concept, the message is just something else.
Don't meet your heroes, they're not as they seem. I just should've kept you on my TV screen.
Okay.
I learned my lesson when they put me through hell. Don't meet your heroes without knowing yourself.
Without knowing yourself. Wow. This hits.
Knowing yourself.
This really hits, guys. Wow. Wow, guys. Guys, so that was a said song, "Don't Meet Your Heroes." And guys, after listening to this song, I have to say, this song, it is concept driven. I mean, he is breaking down the illusion of fame, and I mean, you can tell this comes from experience. I mean, melodically, it's simple, but I feel like that is what makes the lyrics hit even harder. I mean, sometimes simplicity is power. A lot of people don't know that. Listening to this song, I really love the subtle build in the instrumentation. I feel like it mirrors the emotional realization in the lyrics. Don't meet your heroes without knowing yourself. Beautiful song, beautiful message. I loved it. Really loved it. Guys, we're moving on to the seventh song titled "Home," featuring Hikaru Utada. This, I've heard this, I've watched the video. Beautiful song. I loved it. Super stoked to actually be coming to the song all over again. Let's take a listen, guys.
Through the rose-colored lenses
Beautiful song.
and the white picket fences. kisses. No matter how good this is, it could never satisfy. When it's you that I'm missing, now I sit in the kitchen. Through the window pane I watch the day turn to night. It ain't a mystery that every time you leave, that's when I feel the most alone. Don't you know,
guys, I love this.
that you're the one who makes this house a home? And so when you go, it feels so cold without the soul. You're the one who makes this house a home.
Wow, this is yeah, love this song, guys.
一人の時間も大切、誰にも妥協せず、私だけのお城を築いた。But it's you I was missing.
Okay.
君に毎日
Yeah.
ただいまと言わせてください。いってらっしゃい。君がいないこの家は好きじゃない。Don't you know that you're the one who makes this house a home? And so when you go, 夏でも凍えちゃいそう。君のぬくもりが home.
Yeah.
It ain't a mystery that every time you leave, that's when I feel the most alone. Ooh.
当たり前になりそうな時、思い出してほしい。
Don't you know
Wow.
that you're the one who makes this house a home? And so when you go, it feels so cold without the soul. You're the one who makes this house a home.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Wow.
You're the one who makes this house a home. This house a home.
Guys, the seventh song, Home, featuring Hikaru Utada. Hopefully I'm getting that pronunciation right. This song is beautiful. This song, like, I've listened to it like a thousand times and still feels fresh, still feels like the first time I heard it. I love it. Beautiful video. This is just beautiful, guys. I mean, Hikaru Utada, brought this almost haunting tone. I mean, very, very controlled, very, very emotional. Charlie, on the other hand, adapts his voice to match her. That's artist awareness, in my opinion. This isn't about showing off. It's about connection. Highlight for me the harmony layering. In the chorus, that was just chills. Goosebumps all over. I love it. Really, really love it. I'm pretty sure this song is I mean, happens to be a lot of people's favorite on the album. Yes, I know it's mine. It's my favorite song. One of my favorite songs on this album. So let me know your thoughts about it down in the comment section. We're moving on to the 8th song titled Hey Brother. Let's go. Wow. Okay.
It's amazing how the years go by so fast. It Feels like yesterday was 8th grade. We were both skipping class. I still look at you the same I did back then. I know you're not where you wanna be, but you're not close to the end.
Yeah.
You can always keep it in the family, 'cause blood is thicker than water. Hey brother, need you to listen please.
Hey.
I wish you could see in you what you see in me. Hey brother,
Wow.
you gotta make some mistakes. I'll be right behind you every step of the way. Hey brother,
Wow.
hey brother. Never thought the days would turn into months. We started arguments that always ended with a sucker punch. And I know you'll be okay. You're better every day. Ooh, and if you feel behind, remember this much. You can always keep it in the family, 'cause blood is thicker than water. Hey brother, need you to listen please. I wish you could see in you what you see in me. Hey brother,
Wow.
hey brother, you gotta make some mistakes. I'll be right behind you every step of the way. Hey brother, oh, hey brother.
Okay.
You can always keep it in the family. Blood is thicker than water. Hey brother, need you to listen please.
Wow.
I wish you could see in you what you see in me. Hey brother, you gotta make some mistakes. I'll be right behind you every step of the way. Hey brother, need you to listen please.
Yeah.
I wish you could see in you what
Love the guitar in there.
Hey brother, you gotta make some mistakes. I'll be right behind you every step of the way. Hey brother.
All right, guys. So that was the 8th song, "Hey Brother," and I loved it. After listening to it, I honestly have to say this one, felt like a personal letter. I mean, the simplicity is intentional. Definitely kept the focus on the emotion. No overproduction, no distractions. I mean, this is definitely storytelling. I love the slight imperfections, in the vocal delivery. I feel like that actually made it feel more real. Yes, this one is definitely going into one of my favorite songs of this album. I love it. Let me know what you guys think about this one down in the comment section. Moving on to the 9th song, "Sideways," featuring Coco Jones. Yeah, this I've heard. He actually dropped a video for this one, I think a week or two ago. I'm not too sure, but I mean, happens to be. I love it. Basically, yeah. Let's take a listen. Okay.
Never thought I would see the day
Wow.
when my words stopped to resonate.
Okay.
Never been down this road before. Maybe we took a wrong turn.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just had to let it burn. You didn't need to slam the door. Oh, this love means way too much.
Okay.
For us to give it up, we let the flames get way too high. Even if it goes sideways,
Yeah.
even if we scream out, enough's enough. I believe that we'll always find a way to weather the storm. Even if it goes sideways, and eventually we
song.
Give you every piece of me till there's none left anymore.
Your happiness, that's
Yeah,
the only thing
Coco.
that brings me joy. The emptiness, that's the only thing that you destroy in me. The
Yeah.
gravity is drowning me, and I'm making up all these tragedies. Clarity comes to me, telling me to slow down. This love means way too much for me to mess it up. I'll never let the flames get way too high. Even if it goes sideways, even if we scream out enough's enough, I believe that we'll always find a way to weather the storm. Even if it goes sideways, and eventually we run out of love. Give you every piece of me till there's none left anymore.
Wow.
Even if it goes sideways, even if we scream out enough's enough, I believe that we'll always find a way to weather the storm. Even if it goes sideways, and eventually we run out of love.
Yeah.
Give you every piece of me till there's none left anymore.
Yeah. Guys, the ninth song, Sideways, featuring Coco Jones. I mean, finally, we get some groove, on this album. I mean, the rhythm section here, absolutely tight. I mean, bassline is doing, the heavy lifting, is doing the work. The Coco Jones, also brought, a bit of power and smoothness, at the same time. I mean, this is the most accessible, track on the album, in my opinion. I definitely love the call and response style, vocals in between them, super engaging. I love it. I definitely love it. Guys, moving on to the 10th song, title, Love in Exile, featuring the legends, Michael McDonald and Kenny Loggins. Wow, this is going to be epic. Let's go. Okay.
Love always comes with some heartache that waits, a blind side that you don't always see.
Yeah.
Somehow the best things, no matter how great, aren't always free. What changed? I owe you a minute. Oh, it hurts how you no longer
that Michael McDonald?
I thought this love
Okay, that's Kenny Loggins.
the beginning.
Okay.
But for you, it was just starting mine. What changed? Got lost in a minute. While I was still so busy in loving you now. So strange how we see it so different. Leaving our love in exile.
Love in Exile. Yeah.
You were the best I ever known. We had it all for a while, but now it feels like love in exile. Baby, don't turn away. Let's give our love another day.
Yeah.
I used to live for your smile, but now it feels like love in exile.
All right, guys. Yes. So that was the 10th song, "A Love in Exile," featuring legend Michael McDonald and Kenny Loggins. Guys, this I feel like is where the album, fully commits to the, yacht rock, vision. Those harmonies, that tone, that warmth, out of this world. I mean, this could have dropped in 1982 and still worked. Yeah, but it doesn't feel outdated. Definitely feels intentional. I really, really love the layering, of voices, in the chorus. Now, that's absolutely insane. Yeah. Charlie, did an amazing job in getting Michael McDonald and then Kenny Loggins, on this particular track. I love it. Let me know. Share your thoughts about this one down in the comment section, guys. Moving on to the 11th song, titled "Until It Happens to You," featuring Jeff Goldblum. Yeah, let's take a listen.
And, until it happens to you where you lose something, oh my golly, that's why you want to be sweet to each other.
I woke up, heard the bad news. Thank God I'm not in your shoes.
Okay. Thank God I'm not in your shoes.
I wouldn't know what to do. And then that's when you said, I'll never understand until it happens to you. Until it happens to you. Until it happens to you. Until it happens to you.
Yeah.
Don't think about the future, it's alright. One foot in front of the other, one day at a time. I used to bounce you on my knee. One day you'll do the same thing. Be there for them like I was for you my entire life. A happy version of you's all I know. Never seen you so upset. I woke up, heard the bad news. Thank God I'm not in your shoes. I wouldn't know what to do. And then that's when you said, I'll never understand until it happens to you. Until it happens to you.
Well, boys, if I could tell you one thing, well, don't miss a second of it. the horrible things and the mess that'll happen and the ecstasy that'll happen. Don't protect yourself from any of it. But until it happens to you that you lose, you're going to lose us at some point. And one day I'm going to have to say goodbye. But there you go. For now, we're here, and I'm crazy about you. Okay, kids, here we go. Until it happens to you, go. Keep that in mind. Okay, bye. Bye.
A happy version of you's all I know. Never seen you so upset. I woke up, heard the bad news. Thank God I'm not in your shoes. I wouldn't know what to do. And then that's when I said, I'll never understand until it happens to you. 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 Until it happens to you.
Wow.
Yeah. You, this happened to you. Happened to you.
Okay, yeah. So that was Until It Happens to You featuring Joe Goldblum, and then the Mildred Snitzer Orchestra. Okay. After listening to this one, I have to say this one felt a bit experimental. You know, very, very jazz lounge. You know, very, very theatrical. I mean, Jeff Goldblum, I feel like he added, you know, a bit of personality, you know, more than vocals, you know. To me, it's about vibe, you know, not a mainstream track, you know, but artistically bold, in my opinion. The piano work, you know, here is subtle but a little complex, you know, very, very jazz inspired phrasing, if you ask me. I love it. Like, yeah. So the final song of this album, titled I Used To Be Cringe. Yeah, let's go. Sounds familiar. Is it me?
I used to be cringe, just so I could fit in and have
Okay,
a seat
just so that I
at
could
the
fit
table. Time passed me, it did. I burned more than one bridge.
Wow.
Please forgive me if you're able. I used to dream of buying mansions in the city where they're acting in the movies that I love.
Whoa.
I always thought if I got closer and I maintained my composure, I could live out all my dreams at once. I used to be cringe.
Wow.
Just so I could fit in.
Just so I could fit in.
Have a seat at the table. Time passed me, it did. Burned more than one bridge. Please forgive me if you're able. I used to lie, say I was taller, and throw words around like baller.
Okay.
They all said I'm doing fine. I dyed my hair just for reactions.
Okay.
Now I'm the one out here acting. Tried so hard it actually made me cry. I used to be cringe, just so I could fit in.
Wow.
Have a seat at the table. Time passed me, it did. I burned more than one bridge. Please forgive me if you're able.
Wow.
Used to dream of buying mansions in the city where they're acting in the movies that I love.
Okay, yeah, guys, that was the final song, you know, of this album. I Used to Be Cringe. What a title. This is honestly, you know, at its peak, You know, this man is obviously reflecting on his past, his image, his mistakes, his growth, and you know, he's not hiding from it. I mean, this is closure, the perfect closure. I really, really love the stripped down production. You know, definitely lets every single word hit harder. Yes, that's just what I think about this one. Let me know what you guys also think about this song. You know, is it the perfect closer or otherwise? Please share your thoughts about it down in the comment section. Now that, you know, we have sat with the full album, we really, really need to break it down, you know, properly. To me, this project, you know, lives in a very, very specific lane. I mean, modern pop fused with a bit of, you know, yacht rock, jazz harmony, and live instrumentation, and that matters, you know, because this is not you know, passive, you know, listening music. This is the kind of album where, you know, you notice, you know, chord changes, you hear background harmonies, you know, on the third listen. You know, you start appreciating the arrangements, you know, not just the hook. For the musical, you know, analysis, you know, side of things, I definitely have to talk about, you know, what Charlie Puth, you know, did different. I mean, the chord progression and harmonies. I feel like this is where, you know, Charlie went crazy. I mean, heavy use of extended chords. I mean, sevens, nines. You know, I mean, smooth transitions. You know, instead of, you know, predictable pop loops. I mean, progressions. You know, that feel jazzy, but still accessible. Translation. I mean, all I'm trying to say is the album, you know, sounded rich, you know, not basic. For the vocal approach, I feel like this was a big shift for Charlie. I mean, Charlie didn't come here to oversing. I mean, more controlled, relaxed, delivery. Less, you know, look at my range, you know, more of feel the emotions, you know, type of vibe. I love the layer harmonies. You know, the layer harmonies, I feel like I did a lot of work, you know, behind the scenes. I mean, he definitely sounds more confident, you know, because I mean, this man is not trying to prove anything. For the production style, like I said, you know, this might be the biggest change. You know, live instruments. I mean, program beats. I mean, a bit of, you know, space in the mix. Nothing felt overcrowded. I mean, analog warmth instead of, you know, digital sharpness. You know, you can literally, you know, hear bass lines moving, real drums, you know, breathing, you know, instruments interacting. The album, you know, feels played, not, you know, programmed. In my opinion, I mean, the genre shift. That was definitely a risk for me. I mean, let's be real. Going from, you know, mainstream pop to, you know, yacht rock, jazz fusion in 2026. That's a gamble, you know, but instead of, you know, sounding outdated, he made it feel intentional and modern. You know, that's hard to do, in my opinion. For the, you know, the themes and then, you know, the lyrics, I feel like this is easily his most, you know, introspective in the project. You know, you get a bit of, you know, self-reflection, you know, from songs like Beat Yourself Up, you know, I Used To Be Cringe. I mean, this man, you know, he's confronted himself, you know, his flaws, his insecurities, growth. We get a bit of, you know, fame and disillusionment, you know, from tracks like, you know, Don't Meet Your Heroes, you know, Washed Up. You know, I mean, pulling back the curtain on fame, not glorifying it. You know, we get a bit of, you know, connection and emotion, you know, theme side of things from tracks like, you know, Home, Hey Brother. You know, more grounded, more human themes. Standout elements for me is the musicality. I mean, this is easily his most, you know, technically impressive album. You know, I've not really listened to a lot of Charlie Puth albums, but I can confidently say, you know, this is his most technically impressive album. You know, not in a flashy way, but, you know, in a musician's, you know, musician sort of way. The collaborations, you know, really made sense in my opinion. I mean, instead of random features, you know, for streams, you know, every feature, you know, fits like the sonic direction. I mean, Kenny G, I mean, he brought that, you know, jazzy texture. I mean, Hikaru Utada brought emotional depth to Michael McDonald, Kenny Loggins, you know, yacht rock authenticity. This is curated, not commercial. For replay value, I would say, I mean, first listen, you would say this is smooth. I mean, second listen, wait, I didn't catch that harmony. Third listen, oh, you know, this is actually really detailed. I mean, this album grows on you. That's all I can say. Really grows on you. I mean, where it might not work, you know, for everyone. I mean, let's be honest, this isn't perfect, you know, for everybody. I mean, not many instant hits. I mean, slower, more laid back sort of pacing, and I feel like the album requires attention, not background music. If you want quick catchy bangers, this might not hit immediately, in my opinion. Yeah, so for my final verdict, this album is definitely feels like a statement. Not I want another hit, but I want to be respected as an artist, sort of. And honestly, I feel like a Charlie Puth achieved this with this album. So for my final rating, I would give this like a hard 8.5 out of 10. For musicianship, with the production, the emotion, I mean the replay value, everything comes together to the rating I just gave it. But that's just me. Let me know what you guys also have to say about this one. I mean, this is Charlie Puth stepping out of the perfect pop guy box, and stepping into full artist mood. In my opinion, not his most commercial album, possibly his most important album. So I have to know, I really want to hear from you guys. Did this album live up to the hype for you, or did you miss the old Charlie Puth sound? And where do you rank this album, in its discography? Please share your thoughts about it down in the comment section. If you tune in, if you're stuck with me to the end of the video, you're loved. You're very much appreciated on here. My name is Philip, and also the next album reaction. Take care, stay safe, peace out.